Weight loss over 50 is a whole different animal. So
Hey honeys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. So in our today's conversation, we want to look at how you can lose weight if you are in your 50s. Yes, I said in your 50s. Because it may look impossible, but it's possible. So kindly watch the following videos and I'll be back to share my own thoughts, please. Don't go away.
I got a tip for you if you want to lose weight. I cut out sugar going on my second week now, and I've lost about 5 pounds. My friend Maya did it last year. I said, all right, I'm going to try it. I lasted a day. I don't know, new year, new mindset. I did it again, and I'm going into my second week. And you don't even realize how many products contain sugar. Ketchup, salad dressing, different dressings and sauces. They all have additive sugar. I've still been eating normally and I still lost weight, especially if you are a woman who's older like me. You need to take your health into your own hands. We don't want to rely on medicine. We want to be healthy. Try it and let me know how you feel after a couple weeks. Bye.
You want to lose fat over 50? It's not about doing more cardio, it's about training smarter. Strength training is number one. Muscle is your metabolism's best friend. Lifting weights 3 to 4 times a week helps you burn more calories at rest and preserves muscle as you age. Number two, you need to add a few metabolic workouts. Think short bursts of movements like squats, push-ups, or kettlebell swings. This raises your heart rate and burns fat without hours of cardio. You need to walk daily. Walking is underrated. Aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day to stay active, reduce stress, and support fat loss without overdoing it. Don't skip mobility either. Mobility keeps your joints healthy and helps you move better, so you can keep training without energy. You're over 50? Fat loss happens when you live smart, move daily, and stay consistent. Your age is your edge, not your excuse.
weight loss over 50 is a whole different animal. So if you're doing macros, if you're counting calories, if you're playing more pickleball, if you're doing more Pilates, you can keep doing those things. But those aren't the things that are going to get you to move the needle on the scale. I talk to people all the time. Just today, I talked to somebody who's 55, has gained 25 pounds in the last couple years. In 7 days, lost 5 pounds. This is not about a supplement. This is not about a GLP-1. This is not about a skinny drop. This is not about one particular food. This is about a program that I give to my clients and it helps them, and it's just real food. So if you want the information, put 50 in the comments and I will happily drop the link to you.
With weight loss, if you're struggling with too much fat around your midsection and you're struggling with low energy, then I have one important solution for you, and that is to eat more nutrient dense foods. Most of us just start eating less and less, trying to outrun this issue in midlife, and it doesn't work because our body needs a lot of nutrients to function optimally.
Questions, and one is about weight loss over the age of 50. And it's tricky. It's not like it was when we were in our 20s or 30s or even in our 40s. It's different. So here's what I know and what am happy to share with you. And that is that we need to think about it differently. And when I say think about it differently, thinking about activities and things that you do in order to get stronger, not smaller. And when you shift that focus, things start to be a lot more fun and a lot more interesting. So for an example, thinking about being stronger rather than smaller, that means changing some of the other things that you do besides how you eat. So let's talk about working out. So when we're younger, we do a lot of intense aerobic activities and things to really get our heart rate up, and extended workouts, those kinds of things. And actually for many women, even when they're in their 30s, what that does is that sends us into starvation mode. So our body basically is saying, whoa, I'm using a lot of energy, I need to conserve it, and so I'm going to pack on the weight. I'm going to say, hey, we might be at a point where we need to, I'm putting on my sunscreen, where we need to conserve energy rather than allowing it to burn. So I'm going to store all of the food and I'm going to drop my metabolism and I'm going to do what I need to do in order to survive. So there are a couple of things that you can do about that, because we don't want our body to go into starvation mode. We actually want to build muscle and be able to use the muscle as a fat burning rather than going into starvation mode. And one of the ways that we do that is by changing how we work out. In other words, we're not going to do the super intensive cardiovascular aerobic for extended periods of time, lots of times a week. We're going to drop that back to a couple times a week. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to eat before we work out. And you don't have to eat a lot, but you have to eat some. Because when you add in the protein prior to working out, that tells your body, hey, I don't need to go into starvation mode because I have energy right here that I can use in order to fuel my body. So I can spend the energy that I need to build muscle. Second thing is, after you work out, within half an hour, consume some protein. Some people like to have whey protein, some people like collagen, some people use cheese or, some kind of like a jerky or something like that, but make sure it's clean, doesn't have a lot of other additives in it. That is one way to kind of shift that from your body being in starvation mode and, oh my God, I need to conserve energy in order to survive, to say, hey, this is good. We can, build muscle. And it will actually use the energy to do that rather than conserving. So one is changing how we exercise, right? Not the super intense. You want to do weights, and you want to do weights a couple times a week. I have a weighted vest. I've done some videos on here before that show me wearing the weighted vest. I put it on, I run around the house, I do housework or whatever it is that I need to do as far as cleaning. I wear it when I walk the cats. So I try to do it in those time periods where I'm not really going to notice that it's there. Target is to have it to be about 10% of your body weight. I chose the 8-pound because I've had frozen shoulder before, and I want to make sure that I don't do anything to activate those muscles to tense up again. So I started low. You can buy them on Amazon. You find one that looks comfortable for you. They have some that you can add the weight or not add the weight. I chose not to do those because I wanted something pretty lean looking. Mine has the X cross in the front, so it distributes the weight more toward my center or my spine, and I really like that piece of it. I also have worn it just around my waist, so I figure out a way that I can tie it around my waist and use it that way as well if I feel like my shoulders are a little bit tired. So we have the collagen or some kind of protein, not doing too much as far as aerobic, heavy-duty aerobic, weightlifting, including using the weights. Also, you can use the resistance bands, any of those kinds of things. And here's the thing. Muscle weighs more than fat, but takes up less space. So why wouldn't you want to shift and make more muscle rather than just starving yourself and not eating the things that you enjoy? The other big overarching concept that I want to throw out here is sleep. Sleep is extremely important because when we don't have enough sleep, what do? We turn to food. We turn to something that we want to eat that is going to give us that boost of energy, especially during the middle part of the day. What's usually readily available? Garbage, carbs, and sugar. Some people turn to caffeine, but usually there's something that has to be added along with that because caffeine and sugar together really give people a boost, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want our blood sugar to shoot up because then it'll also bottom down, and that's super stressful on the body. When we have stress, we have inflammation. We may have inflammation. We start building belly fat, not what we want. So that's it for today. I'm going to do a longer version to YouTube later today, so you can jump over there. It's An Ageless Life with Diana Debbie. That's where it'll be, and give me about 8 hours to 12 hours, and it'll be there. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.
Well, after listening to all the people, kindly share your experience or your thoughts in the comment section below. Because if there is something that is difficult to do, is losing weight. But it's not impossible, it's possible if we focus and prioritize our healthy. Because remember, health is wealthy. So if we prioritize our healthy, it's possible to lose weight. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. See you in the next video, and stay safe.